Hey guys!
Hey guys!
We're back with another Walking Dead review, this time reviewing The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 7, titled Sing Me a Song. If you haven't seen it yet and you want to avoid any spoilers, skip this video and come back later because everything we say from this point forward is going to be a spoiler. Okay, for me, this episode was a very mixed bag. There was a lot to like about it, but there was a lot to not like about it as well. First, this episode was pulled mostly right from the comics, which I absolutely love. There's a lot of really iconic moments from the comics in this episode.
Basically, all of Carl's story was pulled straight from the comics.
But the biggest, most important thing that this episode did is I feel like we're finally getting the first real glimmers, small glimmers of hope. First, when Spencer was out doing his thing, he found a walker up in a tree, and that walker had a compound bow. And I feel like this is a clue that Daryl's going to escape from the sanctuary, and he's going to get a new weapon, at least temporarily, until Dwight dies and Daryl gets his crossbow back.
And Daryl obviously saw Jesus on top of the truck, even though when the camera panned back up, he was gone. He looked up there quite deliberately. He totally saw Jesus.
Yeah. Now, where Jesus went from there, we have no idea. I've seen some theories online that Jesus is the one who slipped the note under the door to Daryl. No, definitely not. I think that is Negan's Dwight's ex-wife, I guess. Sherry, I think her name is. I think that was definitely her, not Jesus. I can't imagine Jesus sneaking around the sanctuary and having time to stop and write a note and find a key and slip it under the cell door. How would he know which cell Daryl's in anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus is awesome, but I don't think he has an invisibility cloak. And Rick and Aaron found kind of a compound or a cache of supplies, a decent looking cache of supplies, and possibly a decent arsenal. And I feel like that's probably the Walker. I feel like that's probably his stuff.
Yeah, because that guy had a list of areas that he had hidden stuff written in Latin. That totally sounds like the same type of guy who would post signs around his property saying, well, if you've gotten this far, congrats, I'm dead.
Okay, the things I didn't really care for so much, you mentioned the note in Latin, and Spencer, who finds the note, happens to speak Latin. I feel like that's a little too fortuitous.
I feel like Spencer's not smart enough to know Latin.
My big problem with it is he's the one who finds the note. It's in Latin, and he just happens to speak Latin. If he had found the note, brought it back to Alexandria, and taken it to Eugene or Olivia or somebody who's clearly smart and they speak Latin, that would have been fine.
Yeah, because he had mentioned that his mom made him take a course in Latin. As somebody who took 4 years of Spanish while I was at the university, you don't use that for 2 to 3 years, you've lost it. Like, I can't speak a lick of Spanish right now.
And unless you're in the medical field, you basically never use Latin.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a priest.
So, I'm sorry, that's not believable. No, not believable at all.
I would totally believe that Eugene knows Latin.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Also, I feel like Chandler Riggs' performance in this episode was very, kind of 50-50. Like, there were some scenes where he killed it, and there were some scenes where he killed it. It was a very uneven performance. Like the scene where he had to sing to Negan, he nailed that scene.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
And then Negan when was picking on him about his eye, and it just kind of broke him until he kind of gathered himself back up. I thought that was fantastic. But when he first jumped out of the back of the van, I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
That was the best take? Really?
And what is up with everybody deciding to just go after Negan by themselves?
Alone, yeah.
Like, this makes any sort of sense. They went as a group and attacked the compound and got their asses handed to them afterwards. What the hell makes them think that this is gonna fly? You've got Carl, but that's straight out of the comics. It works.
And Carl's a kid, and he's impulsive.
He's impulsive. But then you have Rosita getting one bullet. one bullet. Because she's totally going to get, like, God, I hope you don't miss.
You have Michonne, who is a badass, but she has a sword and a handgun.
Yeah.
And you have Rosita with her bullet. I don't know what they think they can possibly accomplish.
And these are two characters that aren't typically impulsive and stupid. Like, they're both acting like morons right now.
I feel like Rosita's makes a little more sense than
Because of
Michonne's.
Abraham.
Yeah.
But, like, Michonne, really? You're gonna go after Negan because he burnt your mattresses? Like, that seems to be the thing that put her over the edge. But I expected her to rally, like, a secret group to get ready to take him down, like start stashing stuff away, like when you go out and do runs, instead of bringing everything home, having somewhere where you stash it, and like organizing a takedown,
Like a resistance.
Yeah.
And I didn't like her trap that she set up, because she had no way of knowing when someone was going to come by.
Yeah.
And it's the same problem I had with actually the season finale last season. The Saviors had all these traps set up. How long were they waiting there for somebody to just drive by? They have no idea when somebody's going to come by. I imagine they were there for like 3 or 4 days going, God, I hope somebody shows up soon.
Yeah.
Same thing with Michonne.
That was like one of the most glaringly obvious traps out there.
Yeah, I can't believe she fell for that. So yeah, I feel like they're really reaching with some of these individual character arcs.
Yeah.
And hopefully they get that stuff fixed, because I feel like as far as the writing is concerned, that's the messiest part of The Walking Dead right now. You can argue about structure. I hate the structure right now.
Yeah.
The bottle episodes are absolutely killing season 7.
Yeah.
But the writing, if you just take the writing from episode to episode, it's pretty solid until you dig down into these individual character stories. I do think we're going to get some more stuff directly from the comics. I really hope we do, because I'm ready to say goodbye to one of these assholes. And of course, these are just our opinions. We could be wrong. We would love to know your opinions, so let us know down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this review, tell us by dropping a like on it and subscribe for more reviews.
And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.